had what I call an intervention. So my poor dad was coming out of the Marine Corps. They said, why don't you fly? My poor dad said, why don't you fly for the airlines? I said, Dad, I'm tired of flying. Well, then go back to school, get your PhD. And what will I do with that? He goes, I don't know. And my rich dad said to me, I said, I want to be an entrepreneur. He says, you have to have the skills of an entrepreneur then. Just like I had to have the skills of a pilot. The gunship pilot had to have the skill of shooting on top of it. So my rich dad said to me, he says, you don't have the skills of an entrepreneur because you're like my poor dad. I said, what do you mean? He says, well, you can fly, but you're not an entrepreneur. So I said, what skills does an entrepreneur need? He says, number one, they got to be able to sell. If you can't sell, no, you'll never be an entrepreneur. Number two, you got to be able to raise capital. Number three, handle employees. So I and moaned. I said, I don't want to learn how to sell because in my poor dad family, salesmen were scum. So I said to my rich dad, I said, but I don't want to learn how to sell because my family, because of the culture. That's the paradigm matrix. In poor families, if you're a salesman, you're scum. You're a crook, you're a shyster. And so I kept saying, please, I don't want to learn how to sell. And my rich dad, I was like 28 years old, prime of life, still a Marine. Because you have to learn how to handle rejection. And people hate rejection. That they go knocking on doors and say, hi, I'm from the Church of Jesus Christ, Latter-day Saints. I went, holy mackerel. But they learn how to handle rejection. And that's why the Mormon Church is the richest per capita church in the nation. Because they're young people. I went on missions, but they had to knock on doors. See, that's skill sets.
So you have to be able to sell.
Handle rejection also.
Sell, handle rejection.
And raise capital.
Manage employees.